Before we embark on today's journey of exploring the depths of the human soul, let's take a moment to quiet our minds and travel back in time with me to an ancient tale of a philosopher and his disciple. Within this meaningful story, we will discover timeless wisdom on how to liberate the soul, leading us to true freedom and inner peace. In a small town nestled in a remote countryside, there lived a renowned philosopher who led a secluded life in a modest dwelling. He devoted most of his life to studying the nature of existence and seeking wisdom. Each day, he would take a stroll in his backyard garden, where countless plants and flowers bloomed in profusion. One day, a young disciple sought him out, carrying within him many anxieties. He had spent years learning from various philosophers, reading countless books, yet he still felt restless, unable to find peace within his mind. He confided in the philosopher, "Master, I have tried my best to understand the essence of life and seek peace, but the more I try, the more lost I feel. What must I do to attain true understanding and tranquility?" The philosopher smiled silently, saying nothing. He led the disciple to the garden and stopped before a blooming flower. He asked, "Look at this flower. What did it do to become so beautiful?" The disciple contemplated for a moment, then replied, "Master, the flower did nothing. It simply stood there absorbing sunlight and rainwater and naturally blossomed." The philosopher nodded, his eyes sparkling with understanding. Indeed, the flower doesn't strive for perfection. It doesn't worry about tomorrow, nor does it dwell on yesterday. It simply exists, absorbing what it needs, and when the right time comes, it blossoms naturally. He continued, "We humans are the same. When you stop trying to seek perfection or peace somewhere far away, and instead simply be present in each moment, you will find that peace has always been there. Live in the present, without forcing or imposing expectations on yourself. Wisdom and peace will come naturally, like a flower blooming in the sunlight." Have you ever poured your heart and soul into a project or a relationship, only to realize that the harder you try to hold on, the more fragile and vulnerable everything becomes? If you've experienced those moments of helplessness and disappointment, know that you're not alone. Today, we'll explore a challenging paradox in life. Sometimes, the more we strive, the further we seem to drift from our goals. We'll delve into the power of inner strength, the art of letting go and acceptance, so that we can control our thoughts, master our emotions, and cultivate a resilient spirit. Because sometimes, clarity doesn't come from excessive effort, but from allowing things to unfold naturally, letting life take its course and embracing what comes with an open and calm mind. Happiness and success lie not only in controlling everything, but also in our ability to adapt and accept the things we cannot change. When we learn to let go of unrealistic expectations, we'll find true peace and freedom within our souls. Don't leave just yet. Stay tuned until the end of the video, because who knows, you might find the answers to your own questions. And if you find these sharings helpful, I would truly appreciate it if you could take a quick second to hit the subscribe button. That would be a tremendous motivation for me to continue bringing you more valuable and meaningful lessons on your journey of self-development. The human mind, according to Stoic philosophy, is like a calm, tranquil lake. When our soul is at peace, that lake is as clear as crystal, reflecting everything truthfully and vividly. We can see all the way to the bottom, noticing every pebble and the fish swimming freely. This is when we can think clearly, make sound decisions, and find true inner peace. However, life is not always as serene as a tranquil lake. Emotional storms, such as anger, anxiety, or despair, can suddenly arise, churning our minds into a violent whirlpool. Everything becomes distorted and unclear, and we can no longer distinguish between what is real and what is not. In this chaotic state, our reason becomes clouded, and we are prone to making poor decisions that may lead to unfortunate consequences. Instead of allowing these negative emotions to control us, we must learn to master our minds. Like the lake after a storm, no matter how fierce the waves, the water will eventually settle, returning to its natural clarity. Allow yourself time to calm down, to let intense emotions subside gradually. When your mind regains its tranquility, you will be able to see things more clearly, make wiser decisions, and find peace deep within your soul. Remember, when your mind is unsettled, do not rush into action. When your reason is clouded by emotion, pause, take a deep breath, and give yourself time to regain composure. Only when the mind is calm can we truly live a meaningful and genuinely happy life. Stoic philosophy also teaches us that everything in life operates according to natural laws. Nothing happens by chance or in absolutes. Success and failure, gain and loss, birth, aging, illness, and death are all the results of countless interconnected causes and effects. A Stoic understands that no matter how much effort one puts forth, it is impossible to control everything. They actively cultivate positive conditions, sowing seeds of goodness, but are also ready to accept outcomes beyond their control. When success comes, they do not boast, knowing that it is the fruit of both effort and fortune. When failure arrives, they do not despair, understanding that the necessary conditions were not yet fully ripe, and seeing it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Acceptance of circumstances, in the Stoic spirit, is not about giving up or resigning to fate, but rather a conscious and proactive way of living. It is a harmonious blend of giving your best effort and accepting reality, of taking action and letting go. The Stoic does not cease to strive, but does not cling to the outcome. They understand that no matter what they do, they cannot alter the natural laws of the universe. What is important is that they have lived according to their values, have given their best effort, and are ready to accept any result with a calm and composed mind. Life is inherently a series of continuous changes. When we learn to go with the flow, we no longer get swept up in the whirlwind of negative emotions like worry, fear, or disappointment. We will find true peace and freedom within our soul, no matter what challenges or difficulties life may bring. Moreover, Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of recognizing and accepting the distinction between what we can control and what lies beyond our control. According to Stoicism, all events in life can be divided into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. What we can control includes our actions, attitudes, values, and reactions. On the other hand, factors such as the weather, the behavior of others, or the final outcome of a situation are beyond our influence. This distinction provides us with a clearer and more tranquil perspective in the face of challenges and difficulties. When we understand that some things are beyond our control, we no longer waste time and energy worrying about them. Instead, we can focus on doing our best with what we can control, optimizing our decisions and actions within our sphere of influence. A crucial aspect of Stoic philosophy is acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up or surrendering to adversity, but rather understanding and facing reality with calmness. When we encounter things beyond our control, such as loss, failure, or unexpected change, a mindset of acceptance helps us maintain our composure and prevents us from being swept away by negative emotions. Stoicism teaches that we should accept what cannot be changed with a peaceful mind. A prime example is the Roman philosopher Epictetus, who once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote reminds us that our thoughts and attitudes are what truly determine our emotions and mental state, not the external circumstances. When we focus on changing our attitude and perspective instead of trying to change uncontrollable factors, we will feel lighter, less stressed, and less anxious. Acceptance is not only a mental skill, but also a powerful act that allows us to overcome difficulties and maintain stability in any situation. Once we have clearly understood the boundary between what can be controlled and what cannot, the next step is to focus all our mind and energy on what lies within our control. Stoicism encourages us to continuously improve ourselves, make wise decisions, and live according to our values. In daily life, we can achieve this by focusing on our work, learning from mistakes, and improving our personal skills. Instead of worrying about what others think of us, we should pay attention to how we treat others. Instead of trying to control the outcome of a situation, we should focus on the process and the effort we put into it. Acting proactively and mindfully helps us feel in control of our lives, even when there are external factors beyond our influence. When we dedicate our full attention and effort to what we can do, we not only achieve better results, but also feel more confident and empowered. This is the foundation of inner peace and lasting happiness, because we know we have done our best within what we can control. Stoic philosophy also teaches that happiness and success do not come from controlling everything, but from accepting what we cannot change and focusing on doing our best with what we can. When we stop trying to control things beyond our reach, we free ourselves from unnecessary pressures and stress. Instead, we can invest our time and energy in meaningful and valuable endeavors. True happiness is not about getting everything we want, but about the ability to accept what cannot be changed and find satisfaction in what we can control. This is one of the core messages of Stoic philosophy. Life does not always go according to our wishes, but we can choose how to respond to what happens. For example, when facing a major challenge at work, instead of feeling pressured to succeed at all costs, you can choose to focus on doing your best, learning from the experience, and accepting the outcome with equanimity. Regardless of the result, you will feel content knowing that you did your best within your control. Try applying Stoic philosophy by clearly identifying what you can and cannot control in your life. This will not only help you manage your time and energy more effectively, but also reduce stress and anxiety. When facing difficulties, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, learn to accept it calmly and focus on what you can do. Moreover, remember that focusing on what you can control doesn't mean you have to do everything perfectly. Instead, act with sincerity and maximum effort, and accept that some factors are beyond your control. This approach not only helps you achieve better results, but also brings peace and satisfaction in life. To maintain inner peace, we need to continuously practice and reflect on our inner selves. Among the myriad of practices, maintaining silence is one of the most effective and profound methods. When you start practicing silence for a set period of time each day, you may notice that your inner thoughts become more intense. For many people, maintaining silence is not easy because the mind is accustomed to filling every void with words, thoughts, and analysis. However, it is within this silence that you will begin to observe an interesting phenomenon. No matter how much the mind tries to create inner dialogues, they are merely small waves on the surface of a deep ocean, where true peace resides. Initially, you might feel uncomfortable, anxious, or uneasy when confronted with silence. This is because your mind is not yet accustomed to having nothing to cling to, nothing to judge or analyze. But after just 2-3 consecutive days of practicing silence, you will notice a significant shift. If maintaining silence for an entire day is too difficult, you can start with just 2 to 3 hours each day. This is a small but crucial step in re-establishing inner balance. Silence is not simply about refraining from speaking. It also involves ceasing judgment, analysis, and reaction to any situation that arises in life. When you practice silence, you will encounter situations that might be deemed negative or undesirable by conventional standards. In such moments, the greatest challenge is not allowing the mind to get caught up in criticizing or analyzing the situation. This is when you need to clearly recognize that all judgments and analyses stem from the mind, a part of you that is often influenced by the ego and illusions. Meanwhile, the true self, the core of your being, always stands apart from the mind's noise. The true self is not swayed by endless thoughts, nor is it drawn into fleeting emotions or reactions. When you maintain silence and refrain from judgment, you begin to create a space where the true self can be more clearly perceived. This is a state in which inner dialogues gradually quiet down, and you start to experience a profound inner peace. Practicing silence is an art of living. It is not just a temporary method to relieve stress, but also a way for you to connect with the core values of life. When you take the time to remain silent, you will realize that nothing is truly important enough to warrant immediate words or reactions. Negative emotions, unwanted events, all are merely temporary phenomena, not worth losing your inner peace over. Silence also helps you become an observer of yourself. When you are not caught up in judgment or analysis, you will see everything around and within you more clearly. You will realize that the mind tends to exaggerate trivial matters, and when you no longer analyze them, they naturally lose their significance. Silence helps you recognize that everything comes and goes. Nothing is permanent, and clinging to thoughts or emotions only adds to suffering. Meditation has long been regarded as an effective method to rediscover inner peace amidst a life filled with pressure and busyness. Meditating for 30 minutes in the morning after waking up and 30 minutes in the evening before going to bed is not just a healthy habit, but also a journey of inner exploration, helping us return to the natural stillness of the mind. However, this process is not always easy. In the first moments of sitting in meditation, our minds may become noisy with all sorts of thoughts and worries arising, like an endless storm in the head. This is the mind's natural mechanism, and what is important is that we learn how to face and overcome it calmly. One of the most crucial elements in the meditation process is the ability to be aware. Awareness here does not mean analyzing or judging, but observing neutrally and without attachment to anything happening around us. When you meditate in the morning just after waking up, you can start by being aware of everything around you. The sound of leaves rustling in the wind, or the distant chirping of birds. Each of these sounds has its own value, and instead of trying to eliminate them from your mind, let them pass through naturally. This is the practice of awareness without needing to add any further data. In meditation, when these sounds appear, our minds can easily create stories related to them. For example, the sound of a car horn might bring thoughts about a busy workday, or the bird song might make us daydream about distant memories. When these thoughts begin to dominate the mind, it is important not to let them pull you away from the present moment. Focus on your breath, inhaling and exhaling slowly and steadily. The breath is an anchor that keeps you in the present, helping the mind avoid being swept into endless spirals of thought. Meditation is not about achieving a state of complete silence without thoughts, but about maintaining a calmness and recognizing everything without being affected by them. This is a skill that needs to be cultivated over time, and it is through daily repetition that you will begin to feel the transformation from within. The initial stages can be challenging, as the mind continues to be noisy, but remember, this is natural. Just be patient and don't pressure yourself to achieve some ideal state, because meditation is about the journey, not the destination. In the evening, when you meditate before bed, the surrounding sounds may become different: the wind blowing through the window, the ticking of a clock, or the faint noises from the next room. These sounds can easily go unnoticed in the hustle of daily life, but during meditation, you will notice them more clearly. This helps us realize that life is always happening with countless small sounds and movements that we often forget. When you accept them without resistance, the mind gradually becomes lighter, preparing for a deep and peaceful sleep. Another aspect of meditation is the empty space, where there are no thoughts, no inner voice. This is the precious moment that meditation brings, where the mind reaches a state unaffected by anything, a serene void. It is in this space that profound messages can come to you. These are not literal messages, but understandings, insights, or new intuitions that you had never thought of before. These messages often come naturally and unexpectedly, not from force or expectation. Morning meditation helps you start the day with clarity and tranquility, while evening meditation releases the stresses and worries of the day, helping you enter sleep more easily and deeply. When meditation becomes a habit, you will notice changes not only in your mind, but also in your body. You will feel less stressed, your ability to concentrate will improve, and peace will gradually become your natural state. Meditation is not a magical method or an instant solution to all life's problems. It is a long journey where you learn to accept and live harmoniously with everything around you. Through meditation, you not only learn to face your own mind, but also discover the deeper values of life that you may not have noticed before. Let meditation become a part of your daily life, a moment for you to reconnect with yourself and find peace in stillness. Practicing the contemplation of impermanence is a profound and effective method to help us maintain calmness and gain deeper understanding when facing challenges and difficulties in life. Impermanence, as understood in many philosophies and religions, especially Buddhism, refers to the continuous and unending change of all phenomena in the universe. Nothing is fixed or eternal. Everything from material objects, emotions, to people and situations is in a constant state of flux. When we truly recognize and understand the nature of impermanence, we can face obstacles and challenges more lightly because we know they are temporary, just like everything else in life. Imagine standing before a great storm. When the storm comes, the sky darkens, the wind howls, trees sway violently, and it may cause significant damage. However, no storm lasts forever. Sooner or later, the storm will pass, the sky will clear, and everything will return to normal. Similarly, when facing difficulties in life, remember that it is just a temporary storm. It may cause many problems and disrupt our lives, but it will also pass. Recognizing this helps us reduce anxiety and fear, allowing us to remain calm and approach the situation with clarity. For example, when you lose a job you love, your initial feelings may be of disappointment, worry, and even fear about the future. However, if you understand that this situation is just part of the series of changes in life, it becomes easier to accept and focus on finding new opportunities. A new job may come with different challenges and opportunities, and who knows, you may find a career that suits you better. By contemplating impermanence, you can shift from a state of fear to one of readiness to embrace change and growth. Another example is when facing the loss of a loved one. The pain and sorrow can be overwhelming, making you feel as if you're drowning in grief. However, by recognizing impermanence, you understand that every life has a beginning and an end, and death is a natural part of the life cycle. This doesn't diminish the pain, but it helps you accept this reality more calmly, allowing you to find balance in life and move forward. Instead of being consumed by sorrow, you can choose to cherish the beautiful memories and look forward with serenity. Impermanence can also be applied in other aspects of life, such as relationships, finances, and health. Human relationships are always changing. There are moments of closeness and moments of distance. If you've experienced a breakup, realizing that emotions and feelings are also temporary can help you get through this difficult time more easily. Similarly, in the financial realm, failures or losses can be a significant shock. But if you understand that ups and downs are part of life, you won't despair and will focus on rebuilding your financial foundation. Health is another area where impermanence is clearly evident. No one can avoid illness or the inevitable weakening of the body over time. Instead of fearing these unavoidable realities, contemplating impermanence helps us accept them with equanimity. When we understand that health is also temporary, we will learn to appreciate our moments of wellness and take care of our bodies as best we can. When illness comes, we won't panic, but rather accept and work on improving our condition with a calm mindset. One of the greatest benefits of practicing the contemplation of impermanence is that it helps us focus on the present moment. When we know that everything is subject to change, we will cherish the moments we have, instead of worrying about the past or the future. Inner peace doesn't come from trying to control everything around us, but from accepting that we cannot control everything. When we live with this awareness, life becomes lighter and everything seems simpler and easier. We no longer have to strain ourselves to fight against inevitable changes. Instead, we learn to be flexible and adapt to them. Finally, contemplating impermanence also helps us cultivate compassion, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. When we understand that everyone must face change and loss, we become more empathetic and compassionate toward the pain of others. This builds deeper and more meaningful relationships while enriching our lives with love and kindness. In summary, practicing the contemplation of impermanence is a powerful tool that helps us maintain calmness in any situation. It not only helps us face difficulties and challenges more effectively, but also provides a deeper understanding of the nature of life. By accepting impermanence, we learn to live fully in the present, appreciate what we have, and embrace changes with a serene heart. This is the path to inner peace and lasting happiness in life. And so we've journeyed together exploring the power of doing nothing in Stoic philosophy. I hope these insights have helped you realize that sometimes letting go of control, accepting the natural flow of life, and trusting in the self-regulating capacity of the universe can also be a way to achieve peace and happiness. Remember, doing nothing doesn't equate to passivity or laziness. It's a deliberate choice, an action based on a deep understanding of oneself and the world around us. It's the art of living in harmony with nature, allowing things to unfold in their own way, and finding joy in each present moment. Thank you for joining us throughout this video. If you found these sharings helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to support us. Keep following our channel to discover more interesting and useful knowledge about Stoic philosophy and how to apply it to your daily life. wishing you peace and happiness in every moment of your life.